Hi you guys, this is Jamie with Whatever's Clever Boutique, and if you have been following me for a while, you have seen the shorts that I've been posting in regards to our giveaway tumbler that you guys got to design. So I asked you what cup style, what color palette, and what designs you wanted to see on these tumblers. And with the most popular response, I went ahead and created an amazing tumbler that we are going to give away here on YouTube. So you guys chose the 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia, a spring color palette, and we're going to do 3 designs, which is stripes, distressed, and florals. So we're going to take our custom glitter mix we made here with all pink, pearl from Peachy Olive Glitters, and Peony from Chase Ray. Then we have this really pretty yellow that we made with Taffy, Peeps, Good Vibes, and Darling from Chase Ray. And then we made this really pretty peach color that consists of Prosper from Chase Ray, Peachy Posse from Peachy Olive Glitters, Sunset Coral from Chase Ray, and a little bit of that Darling as well. So I'm going to use for our stripes this double-sided tape from Mr. Nola's Glitter. This stuff is really cool and super easy to use and gives you those clean straight lines so you don't have to worry about Mod Podge, taping off, any of that kind of stuff. So I just go in here and I tape along that rim. You really want to make sure that this line is straight because this is going to create the basically base for all of your other lines. And you really don't have to overthink this, just randomly take the different sizes, lay them on the cup until we get down to that curve section. This tumbler is super intricate, it has a whole bunch of layers, and it was so fun to design and create, but I will list everything that I used down in the description box below, as well as some discount codes down there for you guys so that you guys give this a shot if you're interested. Down to that curve section, we're going to work pretty slow here and we're going to kind of pull and press as we work our way around the tumbler. Now the goal here is to make sure that the tape is adhering flat. As you kind of see there, the backing is going to pucker and that's totally fine. We just want to be sure that tape is flat along the tumbler. Once we make sure that's really pressed down, we're going to go in and work our way up now from the bottom to the curve. And we're going to do the same thing when we hit that curve. We're going to work slow and just get it as flat as we can. Once we get all that tape applied, I'm going to leave the curve section because I'm just going to use Mod Podge for that one. There's no way tape's going to be flat, so I just don't even fight with it. We're going to remove every third piece of tape, and then we're going to apply our pink glitter. And this effect is really cool because it basically gives you kind of like that Serpa look a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But obviously it's glitter, it's not paint or alcohol ink, but it turns out really cool and you get the really pretty straight lines. So I'm gonna go in with my pink custom glitter mix, sprinkle that all over our double-sided tape, and then we're gonna go ahead and tap off all of the excess. And we're gonna go back in with our just pink and we're gonna really rub that into the glitter that's already applied, just to make sure that any of that double-sided tape that's maybe left there is going to have this glitter adhere to that, so we don't have any cross-contamination. Once we get that all applied, we're going to go ahead and now remove the tape pieces that are below our pink sections that we just painted, or well, didn't paint, we glittered them. The pink sections that we just glittered. Once we get all those backing pieces removed, we're going to go in and sprinkle down our custom orange glitter mix. And then just like we did with the other one, we're going to go ahead and go in with our Peachy Posse, which is the fine peach glitter, and really rub that in to the orange sections. Once we get that orange all finished, we're going to take the remaining pieces of backing off and we're going to apply our yellow glitter. Once we get that all laid down, we're going to take our Mod Podge and now we're going to go in and do a second coat. You can totally leave it as is, but because the base color was light, I really wanted to get more depth and volume with my pink and orange. So I am going in here and I'm just going to paint that Mod Podge right over top of the glitter we already have laid. And then we're going to do the same process. We're going to sprinkle our pink custom glitter mix, and then we're going to go back in with our just pink to fill in any of that exposed Mod Podge. Once we get done with that pink, we're going to go in with our peach color now, and we're going to Mod Podge each one of those sections. And same as before, we're going to apply our custom glitter mix first, and then go back in with Peachy Posse to fill in any open spaces. Now for the yellow, just a tip, I should have started down in that open section we had there that had no tape and applied that first so that it could start to dry as I applied the other yellow sections, but I didn't really think about it until after I finished this first yellow line, so it's fine. I just had to wait a little bit for it to dry before I could go in with the second coat on that curved section there. Once we get all of that glitter applied, here's what it looks like. And this is super pretty. If you decide to leave it like this, that is perfectly fine. I would glitter the handle, but I absolutely love how this is turning out. So because there is a handle and I'm not glittering it, I still need to take the time to create a smooth canvas for the paint that I'm going to apply over it. So I take my time here, really getting into the grooves and making sure the handle epoxy is applied evenly, and then I go in and epoxy the rest of the tumbler. Once we get all that epoxy on, and I do use KS resin, liquidy split, ultra UV, which is UV resistant. I absolutely love this stuff. I get no air bubbles. Just a fun little plug there. I do have a discount code in the description box for you. But once we do that, we pop our micro bubbles, let that cure. Then we're gonna go in with a second coat of epoxy, because you're gonna definitely need 2 coats here to get it pretty smooth. Now we're going to go in with our sanding block, and we're really going to sand down that rim to expose a layer of your stainless steel, because we're kind of doing, it's not a peekaboo, it's more of a geode, but you really want to have that line there so you don't see the glitter later. But first I sprayed with clear sealer, then I sprayed with gray, and then I sprayed with white. And the point of the clear sealer was to basically seal that area that I sanded so that paint didn't build up there. And now I'm gonna go in with my acetone, and the acetone's gonna pull the paint away. It's gonna take all the paint and just create your sections for our geode distress looking technique here. So we're gonna do that and just take away our big bulky sections that we want to remove. And then we're gonna go in with our rubbing alcohol to clean everything up. Once we get all of the bulk taken off of the paint that we want to expose the glitter portions to, we're going to take our rubbing alcohol and really start to clean up the tumbler now. The rubbing alcohol isn't going to completely remove the paint like the acetone. It's going to just kind of distress it more. So it's going to clean up those sections that the epoxy is exposed. It's going to make it not streaky. And then I kind of take the rubbing alcohol and just rub it against that white paint to expose more of the gray to give it more of that distressed feel. And once it is to your liking, you're going to go in with 1 coat of KS resin, liquidy split, ultra UV epoxy. Once that's all cured, I'm going to take these really cute flower elements from AB Design Co. And I'm just going to cut them all out, or all of the ones I'm going to use, I should say, so that they are easier for me to handle when I go to apply them. Now there's no real rhyme or reason as to how I laid them. I just kind of laid them where I thought they looked best, and really was sure to press down and make sure there was no air bubbles. If I saw any air bubbles, I went ahead and took my X-Acto knife and popped those. Now for the piece that's going to go over the curve, I'm going to go ahead and take the decal, and I'm going to cut as much of that backing away that I can so that I can try and lay this slowly and in pieces as to not get any bubbles or kind of like those rough seams. And it worked out really well for me because there was a lot of little leaves and stuff like that that I was able to lay down separately. But a big bulky flower may be a little more difficult to lay down. But I really took my time here to be sure that it was all smooth and seamless. Now we're going to go in under that handle, and we're just going to create kind of our own little flower bouquet, if you will. And I took one of the little pink flower bundles, I cut off a little piece of one of the other bouquets, and just kind of puzzle pieced it together until it was to my liking. And here's what we've got. Once we do that, we are going to go in with a glitter booty for this tumbler, and I'm going to take my little tag from Mizzy Doodles, and because it's going to be a light bottom that it's going to go on, I'm going to take my black Posca pen and just kind of get down in those grooves so that the font that's going to expose on the other side is going to be dark and pop off the tumbler. And for this glitter booty, I'm going to use my 2 custom glitter mixes. And I'm just going to add some UV resin to my medicine cups. And I get my UV resin from Counterculture DIY. And we're just going to add a little bit of that glitter. Go ahead and mix those up. And then we will start our glitter booty. First, we're going to start with our pink, and we're going to put that right in that little outer rim there. After we get that done, we're going to put the peach right there in the middle, and then take our lighter to pop any of those air bubbles. Then we're going to go ahead and cure that for about 99 seconds. Once we get that all cured, we're going to put a dab of epoxy in the middle there, add our acrylic tag, and then cure that for 60 seconds. And then we're going to go in with our UV resin again and just coat the entire surface there on the bottom to cover all of that glitter and your tag. And then I'm going to cure that for about 2 minutes. Once that's all done, we're going to go in with 1 coat of epoxy, and just like all other coats, starting with that handle to be sure that it is good and covered, and then go in and spread throughout the rest of the tumbler. Now to add a little more depth and dimension, I'm going to take Upbeat 2.0 and Marigold and mix those 2 together and sprinkle a little bit of that in my remaining epoxy, and then just kind of sporadically put that throughout the tumbler. Then we're going to go ahead and pop those air bubbles with that torch and let that coat of epoxy cure. head into Creative Fabrica. I'm going to search for some floral outline SVGs, and look at how many options you have here. And I stop at the one that I like. So you could keep going and just search forever for different florals. But I found this floral corner SVG that I really liked and thought would go really well with the flowers I already have on the tumbler. So we're going to go ahead and download that with my unlimited subscription. And then I'm going to go ahead and import it into my Silhouette Studio. But once I get them all put the way that I would like them on my mat, I go ahead and send it to my Silhouette, and it's going to go ahead and cut that out for me. And for this, I'm using this gorgeous holographic orangish yellow vinyl from Tech Wrap Craft. This stuff is so pretty. It's almost neon. It's so bright. But once that gets all cut out, we're going to go ahead and weed that. I'm going to speed this up. We're going to do it quick. And I had a cute little hand in here helping me today. She was examining one of my Temu finds. And so for this is how I do it that's easiest for me. I pull up on that floral outline, and that way it saves me from having to weed out all those tiny pieces. I've gotten pretty good at it, and it's just easy for me to do now. I will say there's some trial and error in the beginning as to not, bend, have the vinyl touch each other when you're pulling it up, and all of that jazz. So you can totally weed out those flowers if you'd like, but for me it's easiest just to lift up a corner and start pulling. And then the pieces that stay in there, I just weed those once they're on the tumbler. So I go ahead and just kind of place those outlines right over top of the vinyl decals we have there, just to give it some more added layer. Once we get all of that vinyl laid down, I'm going to take my quick coat from CC DIY and just apply it all over that tumbler. That way we don't have any lifting or any crazy business when we're doing our last coats of epoxy. After that quick coat dries, we're going to go in with 2 final coats of epoxy, and here is what we have. This was so much fun. I had so much fun interacting with you guys, seeing the different things that you guys liked when we were doing the shorts, and it was just a whole lot of fun. I gained inspiration from you guys telling me what you were interested in, and it was just a different way of creating a tumbler, and I absolutely loved it. So stick around, we'll do more of these. Everything that I used is listed and linked down in the description box below, as well as my website and all of my socials. Stay tuned in my shorts to find out who the winner is. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.